Good afternoon, everyone. So today we are looking at GCE 2025. So math paper 1. So the first question was simplify. So we have this problem. So how do we solve it? So let's rewrite it. So we have a 2 open brackets y minus 3. Then we have minus 3 open brackets 2 minus y. So the first thing, from the rules of BODMAS, we first open the brackets. So we have 2 by y, it will give us 2y. Then 2 by 3, it will give us negative 6. Then negative 3 by positive 2, it will give us negative 6. Then negative 3 by y, it will give us plus a 3y. Then from here we just collect the like terms. So we have 2y, then plus, we have 3y, then we have minus 6 minus 6. So when we add these two, 2y plus 3y gives us what we call 5y. So we have 5y, then negative 6 minus 6, it will give us negative 12. So that's the answer for our first question. So going to our second question, it says that evaluate. So evaluate the fourth root of 16 over, we have 81 raised to the power 3. So what do we do? So this is telling us that find a number which you can multiply 4 times to give you 16 and also 4 times to give you 81. So the fourth root of 16, you will realize to say it is a 2. The fourth root of 81, it is 3. When you multiply 3 4 times, it will give you 81. Then we have the power of 3. So now, after doing that, we are going now to raise. We know that this power distributes, or this is the same as 2 raised to the power 3 over 3 raised to the power 3. So what is this equal to? So you will realize to say 2 raised to the power 3 will give you 8. 3 raised to the power 3 will give you a 27. So that is how we evaluate such types of questions. So going to question 3, it says factorize. So we have this problem of factorizing. So we are going to factorize it in 2 parts. So from the question that we have, we have a 2ab minus 3b plus 10a minus a 15. So now, the nature of these questions is that when you factorize in parts, what is in the bracket should be the same. So what you can do is you can split like that. So what do we have? We have here, what is common is a b. A b is common, so we factorize a b, open brackets, we have a 2a, then we have minus a 3 like that. Now let's find out if it will give us the same for the other one. So here, what is common is that a 5 can enter into both numbers. So we have a 5 which is common. Then we are going to open the bracket since 5 is the only thing that is common. So if we remove 5 from 10, we are going to have 10 divided by 5, it will give us a 2a. Then 15 divided by 5, it will give us a negative 3, like that. So since the brackets are the same, it means to say we have done the correct thing. So what we are going to do is we are going to have 2 brackets. One will be b, then here we have a plus, we have plus 5. If you want, you can start with the brackets, there is no problem. Then also we have a 2a minus a 3, like that. So that is how you factorize that one. Looking at the next question, which is our question 4, we have solve. So we have solve 1 over 2 x squared minus 8 is equal to 0. So what are we going to do? So first we have 1 over 2 x squared minus 8 should be equal to 0. So we are going to get the 8 and take it this side. So we have the half of x squared should be equal to positive 8. So from here, what we can simply do is we can cross multiply. So when we cross multiply, this is the same as x squared should be equal to this 2, since it's multiplying 8 by 8 like that. So what do we have? So what we have is x squared. When you multiply 2 by 8, we are going to have a 16. So now we are going to find the square root on both sides. So the square root of a number is equal to plus or minus the perfect number, which is the square root of 16 is 4 in this case. So that is how we solve that one. Then we have been told to use the set notation to describe the shaded region in the Venn diagram below. So how do you solve that one? So firstly, you identify which parts are not shaded. You will realize to say B and C are not shaded completely. So this simply means to say we are going to say automatically our B union of C should not be shaded. So B union of C complement. Now we also have an A. So now which one will correspond? So automatically it will be an intersection, since the part B and C is not shaded. If this part was shaded and other parts which could be outside, we could have used union. But since this B and C is not shaded, we are just going to use intersection like that. So that's how you shade that one. So moving on, we have question 6. We have been told that a company with 6,000 shares declared a dividend of 56,000. What amount will Betty receive for her 36 shares? So automatically we are going to say, since we have 600 or 6,000, we have been told that 6,000 shares will be equal to 56,000. Then how about 36 shares? So for this one, we don't know. That is what we are going to do. So now, upon doing that, we are going to cross multiply. When we cross multiply, we have this 6,000. Let me move it. So we have this 6,000 multiplies x. So we have 6,000 x should be equal to, we have a 36 by 6,000 like that. So let me just clarify if that's the, oh my god, sorry, by, let me grab that, it's by 56,000 like this. So now when we reach this stage, what we are going to do is we are going to divide a 6,000 on both sides, a 6,000 on both sides. Remember, this is paper 1, so no needs to use the calculator. So we have these zeros will go, then we are remaining with this one. Divide by 36, divide by 6 will give you a 6. So x should be equal to, we have 6 times a 56. So what is 6 times 56 by 6? It will give you a 6, remainder 3. 3 by 5, or 6 by 5, it will give you 30, plus that remainder 3. So we have a 336. So this means that Betty will get exactly 336 kwacha for her 36 number of shares. Okay, so let's look at the next question. So the next question is question 7, which says that the formula of the nth term, the formula of the nth term of an arithmetic progression is 2n minus 3. Finds the first term. So how do you find the first term? So provided with the nth term, which says that Tn should be equal to should be equal to 2n minus 3. To find the first term, you will say that for the first term, a, you will realize to say n should be equal to 1 since it's the first term. So the first n will correspond to the term itself. So we have term number 1 should be equal to 2. Where there is n, we put 1, then minus 3. So we are going to have a 2 minus 3, which gives us a negative 1. So term number 1 is equal to negative 1. No stress. For B, it says that the common difference if the sum of the 8 terms is 48. So how do you find the common difference? So there is another way of finding the common difference in which you do not even need to consider this, but since we have been given, let's use it. So to find the common difference, provided that the sum of the 8 terms is 48, sum of the 8 terms is 48. So the sum of an AP is given by, let's go for B. The sum of an AP is given as n over 2 open brackets 2a plus n minus 1 times d, like this. So now when you do this, what are we going to do? So we can just replace. So the sum, we have been provided that it is equal to 48. Then n will correspond to the number of terms, which we have been told that 8 terms. So we have 8 over a 2. 8 over a 2. So 8 over a 2. Then open brackets, we have a 2. Our a was found to be negative 1. Then plus, what is our n? Our n is equal to, we have 8 terms, so it will be 8 minus 1, then by d, like that. So what do we have? So we have a 48 should be equal to 8 divided by 2 gives you 4. Then 2 by negative 1, it will give you negative 2. Then we have plus 8 minus 1, it will give us a 7. Then times this d, which is our 7d, like that. Then from here we can divide by 4. We can divide by 4. So 48 divided by 4 will give us a 12. So we have a 12 should be equal to, we have a negative 2, then we have plus 7d, like that. So from here we are going to correct the like terms. So we have 12 plus 2 should be equal to 7d. So we have 14, when we add them, should be equal to 7d. So over 7, we are going to have our d should be equal to 14 divided by 7, it will give us a 2. So that is how we go about that. Let's look at question 8. Question 8 is saying that if A is equal to this, find A transpose. So if A is equal to this, A transpose means change the rows, let them become columns, and columns become rows. So how do we do that? So we are going to say our A transpose. So as you can see, this is your row. Oh, sorry, this is your column. It should become a row. So we are just going to write, this 1 3 1 negative 1 3 1, it will become a row. So it will be negative 1, it will be a 3, then it will be a 1, then we have a 2, a 0, and a 4, like that. So like this, we have found what our A transpose is equal to. Then for question 8b, it says that given that negative 2 1 x negative 2 3 1 is equal to that, then we are told that find the value of x. So how do we find the value of x? So we are going to begin. So this one, we just multiply. We just need to multiply. So how do we multiply? So we are going to have a negative 2, we have 1, we have x, we have negative 2 like this. Then we also have a 3 and a 1 like this. Then this should be equal to a negative 5 and a 7 like this. So what are we going to do? So from our knowledge of multiplying matrices, we are going to multiply this 2 by 3, which will give us a negative 2 times, we have a 3 there. Then we add plus 1 times 1, 1 times 1. Then we also have here now x times 3. It will give us a 3x. Then plus we have a negative 2 times 1. This should be equal to, according to what we have been given, it's negative 5 and 7 like this. So now when we reach this stage, let's work out where we can. So we have negative 2 by 3, it will give us negative 6. 1 times 1, it will give us plus 1. Then we have 3x. Then we have minus a 2 should be equal to, we have a negative 5 and 7. Now, where you have been provided with complete numbers, they just want you to know to say you're doing the correct thing. So this is how we identify. So on top, when you add negative 6 plus 5, you are going to have a negative 5, and at the bottom you have 3x, then minus 2. This should be equal to, we have negative 5 and we have a 7. Now since the bottom and the top is equal, and this simply means to say even the bottom is equal. So that is the indication or implication. So we have a 3x minus a 2 should be equal to 7, like that. So when we do this now, all we have to do is collect the right term. So we have a 3x should be equal to a 7. Then we have plus a 2. So we have a 3x should be equal to 9 over 3 over 3. So our x is equal to 3. Thank you very much for watching the video. I would continue with the others. Subscribe, share, and like for more.